I'm on day 12 of 100, and today what was coming up for me was around creativity. I had this moment, and I think I mentioned it in yesterday's video, where I felt like I wanted support. I don't know that I needed it, but that's what I wanted. I wanted some creative support, some collaborative support. And as soon as I asked for that, I first of all had a tremendous response. And as soon as I spoke with someone who resonated with me, and we agreed to go into this relationship together, that all these ideas, like, it unblocked something. And thinking about not just removing blocks, but where's that flow coming from? Wanting to tap into that all of the time. It feels really good as a writer and as a creative person. It just, when that stuff comes with such ease, it's amazing. And so thinking about this, I think a lot of it has to do with flow, getting in alignment, not working so hard, finding alignment before taking action, having our actions be inspired by, just inspired action, not just going through a list of things to do. And so I imagined this river flowing through me. And then it occurred to me that the river isn't flowing through me, but I am the river. And I even said that yesterday. We are Source experiencing itself in every form. We are a creative expression of the universe. And so it makes sense that this isn't flowing through us, but that we are this. And it reminded me of the most recent journey that I took. And near the end of that journey, so a deer is the animal that took me through my most recent journey. And in the end of that journey, we jump into a river. I'm on the deer's back. We jump into a river, and she comes over to the bank and gets out, but wants me to continue in the river, which I'm not so sure. Like, I'd been on her back this whole time, and I'm wanting, so she's there with me. She's running along the bank with me the whole time, and I'm wanting to look up and see her. I guess, I don't know, to make sure she was still there, or for her guidance. But every time, because I'm floating in this river, every time I go to look up is when I start drowning. I start struggling. I need to swim to stay afloat. But when I just relax, I don't have to do anything, and I float. And so once I come into that realization, and I stop the struggle, and I stop resisting, I just sort of start melting, and I just become, like, my body literally becomes part of that river. And as this is happening, we're approaching this waterfall. And before we go over that waterfall, at that point, I have dissolved completely into this river, and I am now the river. And the deer jumps over she jumps off the bank and into this crashing waterfall, and all these other creatures all just start jumping in. And that waterfall comes down into where I started the whole process, where my journey began when I came out, through the tunnel in the earth, and I came into this light space, and it was just very fantastic. Where my journey began is where it ended, and that pool of water that I was playing in, that beautiful waterfall, that I didn't want to leave it in the beginning, and the deer pulled me out, and we went on all these other adventures, and that was me the whole time. So that is where my creativity comes from. It's not something that comes and goes. It's not something I need to work towards. In fact, working towards it is that struggle and that resistance in me looking for the deer. And it's when that I can release and let go and relax, that I become that river. So day 12, a dozen days. What a fantastical journey.